Stay tuned and let's do a recap and ranking of this Marvel Legends Thor Love and Thunder Korg Build-A-Figure wave. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember, you can now hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are doing a recap and ranking of this Marvel Legends Thor Love and Thunder Korg Build-A-Figure wave. So what that means is I've already done full reviews of each one of these figures individually on the channel. Go and check out the playlist, the videos tab, for a deeper dive at each one of these figures. Today I am basically giving you my final thoughts now that they're all open out of the box and I've had a few days to sort of sit on them and rank them top 8 style. There are 8 figures on the table, so I'm going to rank these from 8 all the way to number 1 being my favourite. And as always, when I press record on these videos, I still genuinely don't know what my order is going to be. I have sort of a rough template, but as I'm recording and talking to myself, I always move them around. But this is a solid MCU wave. Every single figure here is an MCU figure, so you know that Hasbro give them that little bit of love. It's Thor Love and Thunder, which isn't out until the start of July. We're currently at about mid-June, so obviously we haven't seen the movie yet. And usually when I see the movie, my opinion will change on the figures I have at home, depending on how much I like a character or how much the likeness is accurate to the screen, etc. But today, with it being in mid-June, a few weeks away from the movie, we have seen the trailer, of course, so we know a few glimpses of what these characters look like, but most of these characters on the table are recognisable anyway. It's just, we've just got Gore, the brand new villain, which I always appreciate, adding new character to the list. We've got a few upgrades here, a few new character designs, and probably some better versions of some previous figures as well. So, as always, this is just a little bit of fun. By no means am I saying my order is the correct order. This is just how I feel today. If I had to rank them on this day, this is what I would do. But what is fun about these videos is you can get involved as well. So let me know in the comments what your top 8 are, or at least your top 3 figures are in this wave. It is always fun to see your opinions. As I said, my sort of rankings are done by not just the figure, but also how much I particularly like that character and how much the likeness I think is spot on, etc. So again, not by no means am I saying this list is right. It's just my list. It's just a bit of fun, all right? So indulge me as we get into this. Let's do this top 8 style recap and ranking for Love and Thunder wave. Let's do it. Starting off at number 8, unfortunately, I have to go with Star-Lord, and quite honestly, that hurts me a little bit because Peter Quill is genuinely one of my favourite MCU characters. I look forward to seeing him on screen wherever he is going to appear, so I look forward to seeing the Guardians in Thor Love and Thunder, even if they do only play a small part. However, this figure isn't the best representation of Peter Quill from the MCU, and there is a lot of reuse here as well. Also, the likeness to Chris Pratt doesn't look spot on. Now, it looks better than it first appears. Honestly, in hand, you do start to see the likeness a little bit more when you spend some time with it, but it's still not quite there. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's not spot on. So it's always a bugbear. And the figure doesn't even come with the Star-Lord helmet either. We don't get that interchangeable option. He just comes with the 2 pistols, which of course we need, but we also need that Star-Lord helmet. So since we already have some better representations of Star-Lord in the collection and the character design is quite similar, unfortunately on this occasion, he lands at number 8. At number 7, I'm going with Armoured Thor. Now, I am surprised to see this figure so low on the list because I do like it, but I think at the end of the day, it's not my mind's eye of Armoured Thor, and I'm not used to seeing him in this gold and metallic blue uniform that we're obviously going to see in the new movie. Now, maybe once I've seen the new movie, I'll grow an attachment and really like this design once I know the context, but at this moment, if I'm going to have an Armoured Thor on the shelf, it will probably be the classic classic Avengers Thor or maybe an Infinity War Thor compared to this one, as I don't picture Thor instantly with the metallic blues and the gold so much. The helmet is a little bit funky looking as well, but it is accurate. If you see the trailer, even Chris Hemsworth, who's a good looking guy, even he looks a little bit silly in that helmet. We don't get an interchangeable heads, we get one random fisted hand, and the cape does make it a little bit limiting, but it's still a very nice looking figure, and I'm sure once I've seen the movie I will like it a little bit more, but at this very moment he's unfortunately at 7. And number 6, we are going with the Korg builder figure. Now, to be honest, Korg was probably my least anticipated in this whole wave, as I originally thought it was just a straight up repaint of a figure we already have, and I was like, do I really need just another Korg on the shelf that looks the same? But honestly, in closer inspection, there's a lot of newness here, and there's hardly any reuse. There is reuse, but it's not as obvious as you first see, and his character design has changed up quite a bit since the first time we seen him in Ragnarok. So it does justify a new figure. So he managed to creep his way up from the bottom of the list because it is a very nice representation of the new style Korg that we have seen in the trailer. Now, is Korg one of my favourite characters? Not particularly. I think I prefer Meek, but still, this is a nice figure, and again, it deserves some love because there's more newness here than you first think. And again, I do like the character design. It's a nice figure. I just wish he would stand with his legs a little bit more neutral, because his legs are always this far apart. It's frustrating, but he's at 6. And number 5, we are going with Groot. Now, to be quite honest with you, this guy could have been number 1. I love this little guy. It is so much fun. But he has to be here because it is just the same figure we got previously with a few tweaks and new accessories. But I do appreciate the newness here. A lot of people weren't excited about this as they already had it from that Infinity War 3 pack. However, this is worth the upgrade. The brand new head sculpt is a lot more accurate to Groot that we see on screen. And also the interchangeable parts make him a lot more fun for posing and for display. He comes with these long branches and these curly branches. He even comes with interchangeable hands, and he even comes with a weapon and trigger fingers. So for a single packed Groot figure, like, this is pretty solid. And the paint apps and the new head sculpt really do make a difference and make this the best teenage adolescent Groot that we have in Marvel Legends form. Again, it is worth the upgrade. Such a fun figure and definitely deserves some love, but it is mostly a reissue, so I am sad to see he's at 5. And number 4, just missing out on a podium place, it is King Valkyrie. Now, honestly, this is the best MCU Valkyrie we have in figure form. The best likeness to Tessa Thompson as well. However, it is the 3rd MCU Valkyrie we have gotten in recent times. So that sort of pushed her off the podium compared to some of the other figures that made it. But it is still a very, very nice figure. And if someone has this as their number 1, I wouldn't even argue with you. This is a double jointed, pinless female figure in a very accurate representation of her new costume design, and we haven't even seen the movie yet. Just from the trailers we know this is spot on. She even comes with her new weapon that we've seen her fighting with in the trailer, and again, it's the best likeness. The cape it's pretty good. Again, it doesn't hinder any of the articulation at all, and yeah, it didn't really come with any other accessories apart from the sword. If I'm being greedy, some interchangeable hands would have been great, or a different expression for the face, but again, that's me being greedy. At the end of the day, this is a solid Valkyrie, and in my opinion, the best MCU Marvel Legends Valkyrie we have, but not enough to make the podium. And number 3, taking home the bronze medal, we have Gore, aka Gore the God Butcher. Now, of course, we haven't seen Christian Bale's portrayal of this character in the film just yet, but I am very excited to see it when the movie is out, and we already have the figure for our collection. And from the trailer, we know this is a very accurate looking Gore from the movie with the scarred up detail. The only inaccuracy is he doesn't seem to have the gold eyes that we are seeing throughout the trailer. Now, maybe this figure's accurate because, again, we haven't got the context yet, so I can't even be mad at that, but the gold eyes are the only thing I can think are missing. Other than that, it's a solid looking figure. Now, yes, is it just a traffic cone? He can still pose, and he is completely pinless as well. Brand new mold and a brand new character. I have to admit, that does push it into the podium place for me. I love adding new characters to the shelf and to the display, and it's a character that I'm excited to see on screen as well, and an accurate looking character from the source material too. So all of that combined lands at 3rd place. This wave's runner-up taking home the silver medal in second place. It is Ravager Thor, and this could have easily been number one. To be honest with you, he was one in my list for a while before I sort of knocked him down a peg, but it is a solid looking Thor figure. This is probably the best likeness we have gotten to Chris Hemsworth as Thor within Marvel Legends. And if you've seen my individual review for this guy, I did a lot of comparisons and we have a lot of MCU Thors. So to say he is the best likeness is speaking the volumes for the figure. Just unfortunately, the character design isn't my mind's eye of Thor, but it is still a very fun character design for Thor. This is basically your Asgardians of the Galaxy Thor, as he's wearing the Ravager maroon jacket. I like the double jointed pinless arms as well, very aesthetically pleasing, completely pinless body altogether, and again that likeness is so good. It doesn't come with any other accessories apart from Stormbreaker. If it did, it may have pushed him to the number one spot, and unfortunately I have a feeling we're only going to see this outfit for 5 minutes in the movie. So again, their reasons is not number one, but it is still a great looking Thor, and you can pop off this head and put on other Thor figures if you want to. And in first place, who else could it be taking home the gold medal? It is Jane Foster Thor. She's basically the star of the new movie. Jane Foster returns and she is worthy to wield Mjolnir. Now, to be honest, I was very happy to just get Jane Foster in Marvel Legends form. I would have took her as a civilian in lab gear, but I will also take her as Mighty Thor. This is a great looking figure, completely pinless, all new molding, and she came with a head so we could have Jane without the helmet. Now, it's going to take a bit of getting used to see Jane Foster as a blonde, but again, we haven't seen the movie yet, and this figure just makes me excited to see the context and see the movie. But she comes with Mjolnir. It is a new mold as well, so you can see the cracks in him. But yeah, this is just a very aesthetically pleasing Marvel Legend. All new, completely pinless, and you have options. Options are such a big deal for me when it comes to displaying figures. So yeah, that wins its points. It's the first time we've got Jane Foster in Marvel Legends form, so that wins it points. It's pinless, it's new, so many points. It had to be first place, and she's the star of the film anyway. So yes, Jane Foster, Mighty Thor, takes home the gold medal and is my favourite figure in this wave for today. So there you have it, my top 8 Marvel Legends from this Thor Love and Thunder Korg Builder figure wave. And it is a solid MCU wave after all. Again, we've not even seen the movie, but knowing that once I've seen the movie, I'm going to come home and already have some of these characters represented in plastic on my shelf, in my collection, always makes me that little bit happier to have them. I'm just excited. It just adds to my anticipation for the actual movie. And I'm sure once I have seen the movie, maybe my list would change depending on my love for each particular character. I don't know, but you let me know what you think in the comments below. There's no right or wrong answer here. It is just personal preference. Let me know your top 8 or at least your top 3 in the comments below. Always curious to see what you guys think, because again, my list isn't right, it's just my list today. Don't ask me again tomorrow because it will be different as always. But again, if you like this style of video, then I have a whole playlist of recap and ranking videos for every single Marvel Legend wave that I've been reviewing this last couple of years. So go and have some fun, check out the videos tab, find the playlist, but most importantly, please, 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 hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and hit the join button. Become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much, much appreciated. Honestly, come and join me on a live stream. Get involved in the channel you're supporting. It's appreciated. Follow me on Instagram at itsdanwho. I'm on Twitter as well. Don't be shy. Tweet me at danwhoreviews. And until then, I am Dan W. And I will, of course, see you on the next one.